thunder and lightning. Ladies and gentlemen, it is match 3 of the Jade League of the All-Star Classic. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a WrestleMania preview, because at WrestleMania, it's going to be the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre, going to war in an unsanctioned match before he becomes a part of the Highlander universe.
Yeah, I believe I'm part of the reboot. Is that right? Reboot?
I guess.
Drew McIntyre, the Scottish Warrior, or if you really want to dig deep, the Scottish Psychopath, or if you really want to dig deep,
You want to really dig deep?
the Chosen One.
Yep.
This man was just recently WWE Champion. So Cody Rhodes was able to beat him out, I believe, on the SmackDown After Elimination Chamber. But now, he's going to be in an unsanctioned match at WrestleMania on, I believe, night 1 of Mania, April 18th. Saturday. Next Saturday. Against his opponent tonight.
You know, Drew McIntyre is certainly someone who feels like he keeps getting screwed over and over and over again. And I kind of feel for him. You know, this is a man who, ever since Clash of the Castle, has been...
Feel for him.
I do feel for him.
Tell me how he's been screwed over.
This man was screwed over by Solo Sikoa at Clash of the Castle for the undisputed WWE Championship. Then, this man was in a triple threat match for the Intercontinental Championship against Sheamus and Gunther at WrestleMania, which, yes, it was 5 stars, but Sheamus was in that match. Drew McIntyre should have had a one-on-one match against Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship at WrestleMania, okay? And then, guess what?
Wait, he didn't even win a number 1 contendership match to get into that match. He, forced his way into that match.
And then, guess what? He has a valid point about Jey Uso, because Jey Uso was someone who kept screwing him over and over and over and over and over again, and yet he's cheered. He's the babyface. Drew McIntyre is supposed to be the babyface here, okay? But they cheered for Jey Uso, okay? Drew McIntyre is also someone who does not like CM Punk.
Now, if you remember correctly, Drew McIntyre, at the same time Jey Uso was getting cheered, was also getting cheered. He wouldn't be getting booed right now if he didn't go after Jey Uso. Who is this man right here? The Samoan werewolf's cousin, Jacob Fatu right here. The man
Also, Drew McIntyre tried everything in his power to take out CM Punk, okay?
Why?
Listen to me. He had the feud of the year against CM Punk that culminated in that 5-star classic Hell in a Cell match. That should have led to bigger and better things. But no! Instead of facing Roman Reigns as the Bloodline Hunter, what happened? He got screwed over by Damian Priest, which led to that ridiculous, crazy Sin City Street fight that Drew McIntyre rightfully won. But no, Damian Priest wasn't done yet, because Damian Priest wanted to win the whip-up first, and he beat freaking Drew McIntyre inside a steel cage when he lost.
Shit! For what, Drew McIntyre was the one man besides Seth Rollins who's angry about a man coming back to a company. This man said nothing about Drew McIntyre. He said nothing about Drew. He did nothing to Drew. But yet Drew McIntyre wanted to be angry. He purposely injures CM Punk in the Rumble. Purposely teases him on the Raw after the Royal Rumble, saying, "Oh, I prayed for this, and it happened," even though this man did nothing to him. Then wins the world title, talks in his face, talks about his wife, then rightfully gets beat up by a man who's injured, gets cashed in on because of karma, but yet he wants to say he got screwed over, even though on the next night, on Monday Night Raw, he wins the #1 contendership thing.
McIntyre turns things around.
He would've if it weren't for CM Punk giving Drew McIntyre what he deserved after Drew purposely injured him. But then, Drew was able to luck his way into a match in Scotland. And, yes, did Punk screw him over becoming the referee? Maybe.
He also screwed him over at Money in the Bank.
But maybe he shouldn't have knocked out the fucking ref! And maybe he shouldn't have cashed in mid-match to make it a no DQ match!
This man, Drew McIntyre.
He then talks himself into a Hell in a Cell match on his own, loses, looks to hunt down the bloodline, gets fair and square beaten by Jey Uso, then gets all pissy after he gets eliminated by Damian Priest, targets him on SmackDown, gets rightfully rolled up in the Elimination Chamber, which makes him all mad because he got woke up in the chamber. Oh no! Decides to beat Damian Priest in his hometown at WrestleMania. But then he wanted to taunt Damian Priest just a little bit more. So then he interjects into Damian Priest's US Championship match. He faces Priest at Backlash, rightfully loses in that fatal 4-way match. He loses the steel cage match because of his stupidity. And Damian Priest walked through a door!
Damian Priest walked through a door! The whole point of a steel cage match is to keep the people contained! I agree with Jesse the Body Ventura! Damian Priest is a too,
but it's the rule!
So Drew McIntyre ends up going on a hiatus. He ends up coming back, and rightfully, him and Logan Paul take out Randy Orton in the Celebrity Jelly Roll, because Logan Paul is not a celebrity, he's a professional wrestler.
Yeah, but Drew McIntyre comes back to help Logan Paul, which is the epitome of what Drew McIntyre hated in Jey Uso, but decides to help him against Jelly Roll and Randy Orton, who he had no beef with ahead of time. Decides just to team with Logan Paul. Good job. Gets a big win for himself. He then goes on to face Cody Rhodes in the WWE Championship, loses fair and square at WrestlePalooza or Whipapalooza, then loses again at Saturday Night's main event after he introduced his own fucking championship into the match, and Cody DDTs him on the title that he introduced, then goes to freaking SmackDown in Germany.
Drew McIntyre,
and purposely screws over Cody Rhodes multiple times, even though Cody never screwed.
Drew McIntyre has the right to do whatever the hell he wants. He's the undisputed WWE.
But CM Punk doesn't. That proves my point. CM Punk was never in the wrong. No one was ever in the wrong for screwing over Drew McIntyre because they had a choice. Same with Drew McIntyre, and if it wasn't for him antagonizing people, talking about their wives, their kids, taking food off their plate, he wouldn't be in the situations he's in, and he would still be WWE Champion.
Drew McIntyre keeps getting screwed over. That was rubbing salt in the wound because he is the undisputed WWE Champion. He should still be the undisputed WWE Champion. But because of this guy, Jacob Fatu.
No, if you notice, in the match, Cody pinned him fair and square after Cody got screwed out of the Elimination Chamber by a man who wasn't in the match. Entered the fucking chamber, which should have been closed and got screwed over. Just like how he eliminated Cody Rhodes when he wasn't in the fucking Royal Rumble, while Cody was in the match actively trying to win.
Drew McIntyre deserves better.
And Cody could have won the Rumble, and for all he knew, he could have picked CM Punk. He screwed himself. For all he knew, Cody could have went for the World Heavyweight Championship. A fucking title he's never won. But no! Drew McIntyre got all paranoid. Oh, evidence was just screw me. So let me screw over a guy that could not have chosen me. He then has forced Cody Rhodes, after him, forcing him to not win the Royal Rumble. Cody qualifies into the chamber after Drew McIntyre tried to screw him over again. But if it weren't for Sami Zayn, he would have screwed over Cody. Cody rightfully makes his way into the chamber after pinning Sami Zayn. And then, since Drew costed him the Royal Rumble, he's in the Elimination Chamber match for a right to shot at Drew McIntyre's title.
Yes! You know what? That was karma. That was karma. Drew McIntyre. That was karma to Jacob Fatu. That was karma to every single person that kept screwing him over.
Who screwed him over besides his wife in bed?
How dare
Who
you?
screwed him over?
How dare you?
Besides himself! He probably likes fingering his own butthole!
How dare-
This man screws himself more than he screws his wife!
How dare you say that? How dare you say that about
Cody
Drew
Rhodes
McIntyre?
could have won the Royal Rumble. He could have picked a man and a title he's never won before. Instead, Drew McIntyre gets all paranoid. Oh, he's gonna pick me. Eliminates Cody Rhodes, which then forces Cody to enter a chamber that's for his championship. And then he enters it, screws him over again, which gets him into the opportunity to lose the fucking title in the first place. This stupid bitch! This stupid bitch! This man screws himself over every single time. And this time he's actually had the brains enough to not screw himself. Cause this time he didn't want to be a gay motherfucker.